What's going on, everybody? It's Young Man. Today's April 14th, 2026, and today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, strategy, and MetaPlanet. These are the three topics we've been talking about and are going to continue to talk about. I appreciate you clicking on the video. Today we're going to be talking about why Bitcoin allows you to live in reality, why we're going to get real, and we're going to save in Bitcoin. I'm going to briefly discuss my thoughts on this. Um, there has been a lot going on with strategy and MetaPlanet recently. Today, Bitcoin is having a great day, a green day. Strategy was able to buy 13,000 Bitcoin this last week, which is absurd. MetaPlanet announced that they are now trading on Robinhood, which is huge news. That's laying the foundation for more and more people to become interested in these things and to invest in them. Nothing in this video is financial advice. As you know, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the day to day, talking about current events, because I want these videos to be relevant to anybody at any time. So today I'm mostly going to be talking about the topic that I mentioned, why Bitcoin allows us to exist in reality. So if you think about reality, what that means, um, you could consider what the exterior world is and the way that it operates, because that those inputs go into our mind and we make sense of them. Reality is not only what is inside of our mind. The common understanding of the word reality is the shared idea of what's really going on, no matter whose mind it's going into. These inputs exist outside of us. Not to get too philosophical, you could debate whether it's truly outside of us or not, but reality in simple terms is something that is real to me, to you, to her, to him, to them, to everyone. It's what we're all experiencing collectively. That's reality. You can make a couple of observations, you can make assumptions about it, but uh, when it comes to what we're talking about, the observations are worth more than the assumptions. The observations we can make are that things flow in waves. We're within sound waves, which I'm using to communicate with you, and we're within light waves, which are illuminating me on your screen. Light and sound make up whatever reality is. That being said, that is the mechanics of everything. Waves. This, not this. But our mind is more accustomed to thinking of things in terms of this, linearly, not in waves, not exponentially, not as a function of something else. We take the inputs and we make sense of them linearly because 1 plus 1 equals 2. And we don't assume that 2 plus 2 will equal 4. We assume that 2 plus 3 will equal 3. We don't assume that things will build upon each other and expand as they move along time. We assume things will expand at the same rate that they always have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as opposed to 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. These are different ways that things move along time. It seems that our mind wants to use the linear function for everything when it's making sense of the world. But it also seems that a lot of things in the world don't actually exist in this fashion. An example of this would be time. Time itself does not move linearly. And the way that we experience it is not linear because the time between me being 0 years old and 5 years old is 5 years. But at the time, it feels like 100% of time because it's the only time I've ever experienced. The time that it takes for me to go from 5 years old to 10 years old is also 5 years. But now that 5 years no longer represents 100% of time, it represents 50% of time. So It's 5 years the first time and 5 years the second time, but what it feels like to experience the second 5 years, it feels half as long as the first 5 years. And then if you go out further, the next 5 years are now a third of what the first 5 years were. And it forever we are getting further away from the starting point, which makes us experience those 5 years differently. And the effect of this phenomena is that time is speeding up. And whether it's speeding up in reality or whether it's speeding up in our perception of it doesn't matter because reality in a lot of ways is our perception. But there's this common misunderstanding between us and reality that things move linearly when they don't. And this time example is the perfect example because that concept goes out into everything else because time is the hidden dimension that we exist within. How does all of this relate to Bitcoin? This relates to Bitcoin because you have to get real. You have to experience things and perceive them for what they are. And you can do that. Eventually, you'll realize that time is speeding up and things aren't linear and you're experiencing them in a more real way. But no matter how clear you see it, no matter how well you understand this concept, it doesn't matter if you're saving your time in something that doesn't operate like this. Because the fiat dollar system, fiat currency in every country is linear. $1 is half of $2. $3 is one more than $2. It's a linear unit of account. And time is supposed to measure money. Money is supposed to measure time, I should say. But it's measuring it in a linear way that is not based in reality. And not only is it being debased and the value of it is going down over time, but the whole system is already set up to fail because your time is worth more as you approach the end of it. You would pay more for more time when you're an old man than you would pay for time when you're a child because it's in abundance when you're a child. When you're an old man, you would give anything you have for more time because it's the most scarce resource. It's the most desired asset. There's a whole invisible equation going on when it comes to time and money that the fiat standard does not account for. It completely ignores, and it's almost engineered to be the exact opposite of what it should be. So you can understand these things, you can live your life in accordance with these ideas, but if you're saving your money in fiat, you're forever running on a treadmill that is getting faster and faster and faster, and you're getting more tired and more tired and more tired, but the speed is increasing. You're destined to fail. You're destined to lead a life that's not fulfilling, and you're destined to not actualize because this video is about getting real, living in reality. You want to become who you think you are. You want to become who you know you can become. But the tools that we have in the fiat system don't allow us to do that at all. They're designed to make sure we don't actualize. And I believe in a higher power. I believe that we all have a purpose. And to put it simply, our purpose is to actualize. Our purpose is to become whatever it is that we want to become. We need to do that and pursue that. But we have these tools that are set up to make sure we can't. And the reasons I make these videos about Bitcoin is because I believe Bitcoin is the first thing that we've been given that will really allow us to actually do that. Writing was a big thing because it allowed us to hand off information through generations in time. Clean water obviously was a big thing because it allowed us to live longer and be healthy and actualize. Fire, there's been a lot of moments like this in human history that allow us to actualize more efficiently than we used to be able to. Bitcoin is our time period's version of these things. It's a way to store our time and energy in a way that reflects the mechanics of time and energy. These are things that are not linear. These are things that move like this. These are things that expand rapidly. Bitcoin can do this. Bitcoin reflects time. As time has moved forward, your Bitcoin that you hold in cold storage represents an amount of fiat that it should represent because your time and your energy should become worth more if you're storing it. If you go to work and you store that time and energy, it should grow in value because time is worth more later on. It's just a simple concept. And if you look at the Bitcoin chart, if you zoom out for its entire life, you'll see it going up and down and up and down. But over time, it's going directly up and to the right. In the same way, what your stored time and energy should represent in terms of time and energy goes directly up and to the right as time moves forward. So Bitcoin allows us to actually get real, to actually do what we need to do and buy ourselves time to actualize without forever losing value because fiat doesn't allow us to store the value of our time and energy and we never can actually actualize because all we're doing is trying to buy ourselves a future, trying to secure ourselves a future in a tool that will never allow us to do it. It's a trap. It's actually, when you really think about it, it's the most unjust thing to ever be created. Fiat currency traps everybody's soul in this system, and there's no way out. Very few people find a way out, and a lot of times it's because they stored their wealth in land or in gold or in something that's not fiat. If you actually tried storing your money in fiat, you will never live the life that you should be able to live, that you know you deserve to be able to live, the life that the higher power puts you on this plane to experience. It's been reverse engineered to keep you unactualized and forever working for a future that you'll never actually get to exist within. Because the clock will not stop ticking, and you're going to need more time and energy in paper form to feel that you actually did something worth your time. And Bitcoin will, I believe, make that more of a reality than fiat ever would or ever could because it's designed to. Satoshi understands these things that I'm talking about. It's coded to do this. It's coded to be a tool to free you from this system. I found out about it a couple of years ago, so I'm going to have to put my time into actually benefit, but I'm already benefiting from it because I know that when I go to work and I make my money and I save my money, it actually means something. Whereas if was saving in fiat, it would be debased by the time I get to enjoy it. I won't go on too long. I will be making videos more specifically about strategy and about MetaPlanet because I know a lot of my viewers are interested in that. But today I just wanted to get a little bit far out with the ideas. Because I think that it's fundamental to what Bitcoin is and why we are passionate about Bitcoin to understand the zoomed out thesis and why it's important. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for clicking on the video. If there's anything anybody wants to hear me talk about, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be back soon with one of these videos.